The storm hit the ship and cast 14 survivors onto the desolate shore, beginning. They stood together on the abandoned beach, staring at the massive, unknown landscape, lost. A group of men searched through the wreckage and scattered equipment for anything useful. Discovery. The survivors moved in a single-file line through the dark and dense forest. Trek. They gathered around a small fire inside a rocky cave to keep warm, shelter. An intense debate broke out among the group about their next survival steps. Conflict. Several men climbed a steep hill to search for fresh water, scouting. They worked together to construct a sturdy fortification using branches and logs. Building. A lone man stood upon a high rock watching the vast ocean for help. Watching. The group divided into two factions with angry looks exchanged between them. Tension. 3 men attempted to hunt for food using primitive spears in the water. Hunting. The group stood before a dark and mysterious cave entrance with torches, exploring. 14 men ran through the forest as a violent wind tore through the trees. Storm. They huddled together in the corners of the cave, shivering from the cold. Hardship. The leader drew a map of the island on the ground while others watched, planning. Several men learned how to ignite a fire using basic friction methods. Skills. The group moved through the tall grass in the deep forest, foraging. They suddenly stopped in their tracks after hearing a strange sound. Danger. The survivors formed a defensive circle ready to protect one another. Unity. 2 young men raised heavy wooden barriers at the entrance of the shelter, fortifying. 4 young men watched the forest from behind rocks, holding primitive weapons, guarding. A sudden flash in the woods sent a group of young men charging ahead. Attack. A violent clash erupted in the woods with fast and intense action. Battle. The young men stood in the aftermath of the battlefield, catching their breath. Victory. A young man lit a large pile of wood on the highest peak. Signal. Thick black smoke rose into the sky, signaling for help. Smoke. A massive rescue ship appeared on the horizon through the morning fog. Arrival. The survivors stood on the shore watching the small boat approach, waiting. The boat pulled away from the beach as the island grew smaller. Departure. The ship sailed toward the sunset, leaving the island behind forever. Home.